What's the worst thing about selling your home? Probably all the times you'll have to scramble for a last-minute showing and somehow clean the dishes, pick up your kids' toys, make all the beds, and get out of the house in an hour. Sounds exhausting. That's not the case when you buy and sell a home with Orchard. They'll help you buy and move into your new place first, and then Orchard will take care of all the showings on your old house. That's right. You're already in your new house. No crazy last-minute scrambling. Take a look and see how Orchard can help you at Orchard.com and get started with a no-cost, no-obligation offer. That's Orchard.com.
The hottest Knicks tape you'll find online. Knicks all day. We bleed blue and orange. This is Knicks Fan TV, your one-stop shop for the ultimate New York Knicks fan experience.
Throws it down.
News, rumors, debates, post-game live streams featuring live callers.
Let's go Knicks, baby!
And now, your host, CP, the NY Fanatic.
To Knicks Nation this morning. The Knicks fans were awoken by a Woj bomb from out of left field that said Kemba Walker was getting bought out by the OKC Thunder and that he was coming home, man. Coming home to MSG, where the legend of Kemba was born. And Knicks fans have been at a fever pitch all day, man. Coming off of the heels of an epic Locks versus Dipset clash. Now Kemba's coming home. So tonight, we want to hear from the Knicks fans, man. The phone lines are up 657-383-1509. How do you guys feel about Kemba coming home? And does this change your feelings on the Knicks offseason? Does this change how you feel about this Knicks free agency? Let us know, man. Salute to Knicks Nation. Hit that thumbs up button for your boys. Back at it again. CP the Franchise here. Another edition of Knicks Fan TV Live presented by Manscaped. Tonight's guest. Welcome back, Ashley. How you doing?
Hi. It's good to be back with you guys.
Absolutely. Good to have you back on. And we're going to get Alex Rotaros, the Stratocaster, in here, and CK on the way. They're having CK's having technical difficulties. We're going to get Alex Rotaros in here in a second. And joining us also today, he's part of the Knicks Fan TV family, but we keep him behind the scenes because he is a Celtics fan. I'll keep it real with you guys. He is a Celtics fan. but on today, we want to get his perspective as well on the whole Kemba situation because he watched Kemba all year last year. So, Ash, I'll go to you. What did you think about the news of the Knicks picking up Kemba today?
Listen, I like it. I mean, you and I were talking about it a little bit, off camera before the show started. You couldn't have asked for a better price tag, first and foremost. And I hate talking about price tags and players. They're grown men. They're human beings. They're not objects. But in the business of basketball, you know what I mean? It is about, the dollar and cents. And in this situation, we got him for extremely cheap. I think Kemba has a bad reputation in the league for just being constantly injured. And I think that's kind of hindered a lot of people from seeing his ability. But I think, look, if you can even get a 70%, 80% Kemba Walker, not even 100, I'm not asking him to go back to his college days when he lit up the Garden, but I think he is going to be a nice option, especially with Derrick Rose being a much older player. And we saw how, although put up a good fight in that postseason, you can see how the wear and tear of the game weighs on him. And that's not his fault. That's just the nature of the beast, right? That's what happens when you have a lot of mileage. And that's what happens when you've had a lot of injuries. And that's what happens when, you're not a spring chicken anymore, right? So I think it's really going to help him out, and I'm going to be interested to see how Tibbs goes ahead and uses him in the rotations. Obviously, you want to play them, separately in the event that they do happen to deal with injuries throughout the season. You don't want to have them dealing with injuries at the same time. Knock on wood that does not happen to us this season. I'm wishing us health, prosperity, and success. Facts. But this is the NBA and injuries do happen. So it's going to be interesting to see how Tibbs plays this. But, like I said, you couldn't have asked for a better price tag for sure.
Yeah, and I did think this was a possibility, especially on draft night when I saw OKC, their first move was drafting Josh Giddey, Then at 18, they stole Trey Mann from us. So I'm like, yo, they have so many guards. They drafted Maladon last year. Then they read up Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to the bag. They did trade for Kemba in the offseason, and this is a rebuilding team. So I never thought that Kemba was going to play a day in OKC. It was just a matter of where he was going to end up. And then yesterday, Ian Begley of SNY had reported that the Knicks were still in the market for a point guard. You know, they were talking Schroeder. They were talking Reggie Jackson. But Kemba was still out there. Kemba was still out there to be had, and today the news broke. And I'm with you. Listen, at the price tag that they got him, the deal ended up to be 2 years, $16 million, $8 million a year. They used the remaining salary cap to get him. That's a steal for Kemba. You know, even at a 75% Kemba, it's way better than Elfrid Payton. He's going to give you a lot of action out of the pick and roll. He's going to give you a lot of dynamics. Yeah, no shade to Elf. Good luck to you, but look, he's going to give you a lot of dynamics out of the pick and roll. He's going to be a capable three-point shooter for you playing off of Julius Randle. You know, pick and roll with Mitchell Robinson. And the biggest point to me is he knows the stage. He can handle the stage, man. This is Madison Square Garden. This is where Kemba was born and raised. You know what I'm saying? Like we saw in the playoffs when all these guys, Julius and all these guys were a deer in the headlights. When playoff time comes, this is the guy you want to give the ball to. Now, again, the injury is a concern, right? Last year, and Nick, you keep me honest here, last year, he didn't play back-to-back games. So with Kemba and with Rose, you're going to have to manage them. Manage their minutes, manage their workload, especially with Tibbs. Tibbs, you got to take it easy on him. You know, we'll see if he doesn't go back to back. Does that give McBride or Quickly some time to come in as a backup? I think you put Rose back on with the second unit. That was a strength of the Knicks last year with Rose, Quickly, Burks, Obi, Noel. I think that's going to fortify our bench as well. So I think it's a no-brainer, man. I think it's an absolute no-brainer. Now, Nick.
I will.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, just to add to that, I will say it is always interesting, though. We saw that with James Harden and his weight situation, right? In Houston, it looked like he was wearing a fat suit. He went back to now he's in Brooklyn and he's in the best shape of his life, right? Yeah. Well, until he got injured. It's going to be interesting to see if we get a completely different Kemba than we've seen with him being in Boston and kind of, the situation he was dealing, because he is home. He may just, be comfortable. The water tastes different. He got to get a chopped cheese whenever he wants, pizza whenever he wants. Listen.
All right, Nick, let me hear your thoughts, Nick. The Boston fan, let's hear it.
So at the price, it's absolutely worth it. I mean, $8 million a year for Kemba Walker is an unbelievable steal. He's probably worth 18, 19, 20, I would say at this point. Obviously not worth the max. That's why we had to get rid of him and brought in Al Horford. But Kemba has osteoarthritis in his left knee. There is no getting better from that. And he's had 3 knee injections since he's been to Boston, I believe. I think it's something like 3, starting from January of 2020. It's a bargain. I question the fit a little bit. I mean, it's Kemba in the last year. I'm going to say this as honestly as I possibly can. Brad Stevens wanted no part of Kemba Walker last year. I mean, you could tell. Brad likes taller point guards who play defense, so that's why Marcus Smart is going to be starting at point guard for the Celtics this year. And Kemba let me put it this way. At what he is now, he is a guy that when he's on, he's on. He can go off for 30, 40 sometimes. He has that ability still. But he's very streaky now. His knee kind of makes him rely on the jumper because he's not as good a finisher as he used to be, as he was in the beginning of his Celtics tenure when he got here. And if he's not going to be the number 1 or 2 option, which obviously he shouldn't be over Randall, but let's say over Barrett, I question if he can adjust to that. I mean, he was not when he was the number 3 option next to Tatum Brown this year, it failed. I mean, the Celtics started 8-3, and when he came back, they went below 500, and then in the playoffs, he got hurt. And so, out of the price, it's a no-brainer for New York. If it works out, you look like a genius. But I have some pretty big questions that his knee's going to hold up. I mean, osteoarthritis doesn't go away, so I guess we'll see.
he's coming in here. Obviously, I think this is still going to be Julius's team. I think it's still going to run through Julius. But, again, having Kemba as a bailout, as a guy who's been there before, as a guy who could take the ball out of Julius's hands, I would still much rather have it in his hands in crunch time situations than Julius. Because we've seen it time and time again that in pressure cooker situations, Julius is not the guy that you want to create offense and make things happen when the clock is running down to zero. And so I'd much rather go through Kemba and let him create for somebody like a Julius Randle rather than, seeing Julius go ISO with 5 seconds left on the clock and trying to make something happen, because many times last season that turned out to be a disaster. And so, arthritis in the knee, look, it's a 2-year deal. See what happens from there. I think overall what I like about what the Knicks did this offseason is that all of the deals are flexible. Rose's deal is 2 years. The third is a full team option. In the past they would give partial guarantees where, like $5 million or so would be guaranteed. But Rose is 2 years, full team option. Burks, full team option. I believe Evan Fournier's is a 3-year deal. The fourth is a full team option. Noel, 2-year deal, full team option. So they're giving themselves flexibility. These guys can be traded. They can take their pieces and trade it in the future. They're not locked in by any stretch. And so I like that the fact that they went in for stability, for continuity. They brought in quality vets again with Fournier, with Kemba, bring it back with Rose, with Burks again. And we'll see what happens from there. Obviously, don't forget the kids. We don't want Tibbs to forget the kids. Player development still needs to be part of the program here. But on paper, I think they, listen, I didn't think the free agent class was that strong to begin with. So to run it back with the guys that they were familiar with, I think it was a decent plan. Honestly, I think it was a decent plan.
I mean, I definitely agree. I mean, first and foremost, going back to Julius real quick, I'm excited to see how Julius, takes his game to the next level. One thing about Julius, he's constantly evolving. He's not afraid to put the work in. I mean, we saw that transition just from last season to the season prior, right? How he drastically changed his game. And I think, the situation in the post, this past postseason definitely, lit a fire under him, and I think he doesn't want to go through that again. So am I expecting him to, come out and be Steph Curry? No, but I definitely think we're going to see a different Julius Randle in the playoffs. And yes, I'm saying in the playoffs because the Knicks are going back. Don't know what seed, but we're going back because you know why? We here. So I'm definitely excited to see, how Julius changes his game, and RJ too, constantly evolving. But I agree. We said this in the beginning of last season, the preseason show, is that, the biggest downfall, one of the biggest downfalls for the Knicks has been their lack of continuity and has been their lack of a foundation, whether it's in their coaching, in their front office, in the players. So now, I think the front office, Leon Rose and all those guys are really understanding that. And you add pieces here and there and you trim the fat little by little. You don't rush the process. And also while you're in the midst of continuing to evolve as a team, you try to keep those guys together, especially those young guys, as much as possible, because ultimately that's just going to make you a better team. The teams that can stick together are the teams that get the most success. So I think that this was a safe off season for the Knicks, if free agency move for the Knicks, multiple moves, and I don't expect any big earth-shattering ones to happen until next season, but I'm definitely excited to see how it moves and what we do from this point forward.
Well, let's go to the phones, hear what the people got to say, and then Nick, we're gonna have you drop and bring in CK and Alex. Will from LI. Will, what's going on, bro?
Hey, what's going on, CP? Ashley, nice to have you back.
How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey. Who was the other person? Who was the other guest?
Knicks Fan TV Nick, man. Knicks Fan TV Nick.
Nick, how you doing? Good.
Listen, good.
Man, this is what I'm talking about, okay? Listen, before the Kemba move, every Knicks fan that wanted to put the front office to the fire they were justified, because you can't look around the league, right? See what Chicago's doing, see what Miami's doing, and basically just run it back and then expect us to be cool with it. We needed something to mix it up. So before the Kemba move, I was ready to be like, listen, this ain't it, Chief. Like, this can't be it. Like, what's going on? Where's Leon Rose, the Godfather? What all the connections? What's going on? Next thing you know, he pulls out the Kemba move. So the moral of the story is you don't you trust Leon. You just let Leon do what he does. Leon's going to get it done. You just let him do. But this is an absolute steal. Kemba Walker is going to be lighting up the Garden. I believe we will be in the playoffs, and I want to see the Hawks. I want all the smoke. I'm just hyped right now.
Revenge.
Did you call in about Fournier? Will, give me your thoughts on the Fournier deal as well.
Oh, Fournier. I wasn't. It was a monetary upgrade. Like, listen, as bad as Reggie wasn't making some shots, he played good defense, and Fournier is not a good defender. So I felt
I wouldn't agree with that.
Keeping everybody the same.
No, go ahead,
Nick.
We'll get to you.
Maybe, but I just felt like it wasn't enough. But with Kemba, that is enough. So I'm here for it. I'm happy to see what we're going to do, and let's just see where we go. Let's go next.
Appreciate the call, my guy. Nick, give me your thoughts on Fournier. You know, he and Kemba did have some chemistry for those 16 games that they played together.
Yeah.
They had a very high net rating out there. Some good chemistry offensively. Now, Will from LI feels like we're going to take a step back defensively. What do you think about Fournier defensively for Boston in those 16 games?
Kemba is going to be the biggest reason for a defensive step back because Kemba he's not the worst defender I've ever seen. I mean, I lived through Isaiah Thomas, so I mean, but as much as I love IT and Celtics front office, if you're listening, please bring him back. But Carson Edwards can go, please. But Fournier is a good, what I call a good team defender. He's very smart. He reads the passing lane well. His problem is in one-on-one defense, he gets exposed. And that was really apparent against Brooklyn. And James Harden, it's James Harden.
Yeah, it's Harden.
But you can't leave Fournier out on an island against them because we were switching Fournier and Thompson and getting killed every possession. So
interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think with Bullock, again, not a lockdown defender by any stretch, but I felt like he took a lot of pressure off guys because Tibbs would have him on the other team's best player. And so it would help us on the offensive end. It would help, guys like R.J. Barrett on the defensive end as well when Bullock was drawing the attention of the best offensive players. So we'll see we'll see how the team defense, does it improve? Does it fall back? Does the offense make up for that? Because I think on the flip side, with having Kemba and Fournier, again, you have better ball handlers, better shot creators than what we had in the past, and guys that can shoot the three and space the floor better for Julius and RJ. There were so many times when the offense ran through Julius Randle and you had, off-ball action where you're finding a guy in the corner wide open, and why is he wide open? Because it's Elfrid Payton. And it was an automatic brick. You know what I'm saying there? So I think the offense will definitely be improved.
For sure. And, I know a lot of people were kind of hating on Fournier. I don't know why. I think he's a solid player. I mean, even if you watched him play with the French national team, I think he has a lot of, solidness and positive attributes to his game that the Knicks so desperately need. I don't think that he's going to negatively affect the defense. I think that one of the benefits of this team, because of the way Tibbs is constructed in and just drilled into these guys, they're a defensive heavy team, as we saw. Top three, throughout the season, whether it was 1, 2, or 3, always switching, the Knicks were always in that, category. So I don't think it's going to suffer, but I think, like you said, offense is definitely going to raise up a couple of levels because you have somebody who can go ahead and create their own shot. And that was so desperately needed in the offense last season. And I think it's like you said, the spacing is going to help. You're going to have somebody also with Kemba there. You're going to have somebody who's able to facilitate the ball movement a little bit better than what we've had in the past. And, I like our young guys still. I think that, like you said, player development is going to be key, but you can't count out somebody who's kind of been in certain systems before and how they can go ahead and acclimate to new ones and what they bring. And also, anybody who's willing to trash talk Kevin Durant the way Fournier was in that series,
welcome to the team.
Welcome to New York,
Welcome
Evan.
to New York.
Welcome to New York.
That was our only bright spot of the whole series.
Bring that energy.
I'm here for all that energy. Bring that smoke, okay? We don't rock with those guys across the bridge. I'm here for all that energy.
Bring that energy, man. All right, Nick, I'm going to let you drop off. I'm going to bring in CK and Alex. And Nick, great job, man. Definitely appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate it. I'm going to go watch Josh Richardson highlights and convince myself that we're not going to suck this year.
All right, no doubt, man. Good luck, bro. All right, salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for your boys. Let me get my guys in here. Alex Satars, Stratocaster, CK2K in here. Once again, we got 2,000 people in here, Ash. This is another edition of Knicks Fan TV Live, the #1 show for the fans, by the fans. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and make sure that you guys are hitting that thumbs up button. We'll bring 3,000 people in here, over 2,000, so definitely appreciate everybody rocking with us. Remember, these shows are brought to you by Manscaped, fellas, the #1 men's grooming tool from below the waist. Make sure you go to manscaped.com, enter promo code Knicks for 20% off plus free shipping. All right,
CP, how do you, real quick, how do you feel? Because I know a lot of people in the chat are hating the fact that we paid so much for Fournier. But I feel like, here's the thing. The deals that are going to be in focus next free agency, next offseason, first of all, nothing is something you can't get out of, if that makes sense to everybody. And two, there's going to be a lot of guys who are not going to be on the team come next free agency. So I know everyone's looking at the immediate cash, but I don't think that's going to hinder our ability to make some real earth-shattering moves this time next year.
I don't think so. Listen, yes, it was a little spicy, but a lot of guys got paid. A lot of guys got paid, Ash. Salary caps are going up. Market values have gone up. And it just is what it is. But they bought themselves some flexibility by giving them the team option on the fourth year. And so, hopefully they're able to maneuver around it, or maybe he's a solid contributor to this team going forward, and we end up keeping him. Before I get to CK and Alex, I want to salute to the super chats that came in. People have paid and donated to the show. Appreciate you guys. Shout out Ted Clegg down in San Antonio. He says, ask yourself this question. Given this a B- free agent market, are we better going forward? Do we have any other solid options? That's a question that I keep coming up with based on the quality of the free agent class and what we did. I think I'm pretty happy with it. Boston Nick sends a super chat. He says, shout out to the mods, a fan, CP, Chip, Alex, Ashley. We're proud of you, sis. CK2K, JD, and our guest tonight, Nick. Okay, I'm going to just get right to it. How are we stacking up against the Atlanta Hawks now that everybody's healthy? That's the question, man. We want revenge. We
Still
want
got
revenge.
PTSD here.
Oh, man, the PTSD is heavy, man. I mean, look. I think the Hawks deserve a lot of credit, man. Not only did they beat us, the top defense in the league, they ran through the Sixers, the #1 defense in the league, took the Bucks to the brink. So it's gonna be interesting to see when they shoot the fair one in the regular season, man. But I still got to give the Hawks a little bit of the edge. But let's see what happens, man.
We ain't running. We ain't scared. Come on back to MSG, Trey. We're waiting for you, baby. We're waiting.
Of course not, man. Of course not. A couple more super chats have come in that I want to salute. Salute to my guy A.O. Powell on the West Coast. He says, forget Boston. Kemba will step it up in New York. He's a Yankees fan, Gaucho's Hall of Famer, Rice High School legend. Our youngsters will learn from his experience playing all his life in New York and in the Garden. # bring Kemba home. All right, people. CK. Let's go with you, man. How you feeling about this, bro?
Good. I mean, it's pretty hard to not like this deal. You know what I mean? Like, regardless of how you feel about Kemba Walker, knee injury, whatever the case may be, we got a perennial all-star, albeit he might not be that right now, but we got ourselves an all-star starting point guard for the cheap. You know what I mean? And then if it's coming around that, like you're saying, it's a multi-year deal, $8 million per year, coming off what we thought was going to be a trade for a $60 million Kemba Walker, and that's not the case. I'm very happy with it. Obviously, I didn't get the point guard I want, but we still got ourselves a damn starting point guard.
No Lonzo.
And so, sorry. But CP, though, man, and this is what you've been saying, and I feel like people are not even talking about the fact that we got ourselves a damn closer. We have Derrick Rose, Julius Randle had his moments, whatever, but we got a guy that even if he is, ho-hum during the games, we got a guy that we know we could put the ball in his hands. And this guy, he has the name Cardiac Kemba for a reason. Like, he is that guy, and he's done it at every level, bum knee or not. He just did it in the bubble right before. So, like, I'm excited for that standpoint. We got offense. We got spacing in the starting unit. It's really hard to not like this move. Of course, like my man Nick mentioned, the defense is probably one of the key things I'm a little concerned about, especially if we're going to be starting him and Fournier. But this Knicks team plays a really good team defense, so we might be able to camouflage him a little bit. But 16 mil, 2 years, Kemba Walker. You told me that
Steal.
2 days ago. I would not believe you. So
Steal.
I'm happy about it.
Al, how you feeling?
CK just needed something to go ahead and mend his broken Lonzo.
It's been a rough 3 days.
Yeah, man, I can imagine. Al, how you feeling, bro?
Feeling pretty good about the signing. I mean, how can you not be excited to get an all-star for $16 million over 2 years? As CK pointed out, it's awesome. And the thing I like about getting Kemba, especially pairing with Evan Fournier, is that now we have a lot of playmaking at 4 out of the 5 positions, right? We got Julius Randle, who was the engine last season. RJ showed some playmaking chops last year. We know Evan Fournier can put the ball on the floor and dish it out a little bit. And then you have a legitimate starting point guard in Kemba Walker, who can find people, who loves to utilize the pick and roll. And I'm just happy that our starting unit actually has some like 3-point shooters and they can actually dish. Oh my goodness. And then we get to keep the second unit the same with D Rose, Quickly, Obi, Burks, sure, whether it's Noel or Taj is in there, but we have one of the best second units too. So now we get playmaking and scoring in the first unit. Now we get to keep that dynamic second unit too. I'm excited for the season to start right now. I want to see what this team's going to look like.
You want the Hawks right now. Keep it a buck. You want the Hawks right now.
Come back to MSG.
Let's go.
Trey.
Let's go.
We're waiting for you.
I was watching LOX against Dipset yesterday. The Diplomats,
You just
all right?
wait, time out. Not LOX, it's the Locks.
Oh, come on, Locks. I don't
No,
care.
no,
It's the same
LOX is an appropriate moniker, Ash. LOX is appropriate, of course.
You get the periods in
Of course.
between. That's how it was. It's the periods in between. Represent the 914. Represent the YO. Come on.
Let's go,
Westchester,
Al.
baby.
Let's
My
go,
hometown.
Al.
Let's get it going. All
I
right.
haven't heard somebody call it
Jadakiss.
the LOX in like decades.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm
LOX
just too old. You know, I'm 32. Come on.
He's seasoned, Ash. He's seasoned. You know what I'm saying? Salute to a couple more super chats coming in. The Rhyme Animal Chuck D was in here with us early, man. Sent a super chat. Everybody throw a hashtag PE in the chat. You know, we were just talking about LOX versus Dipset in a classic clash of some of the greatest rap groups of all time. So we gotta salute Public Enemy, one of the OGs of this whole thing, man. So everybody in the chat, throw a hashtag PE in the chat to salute Chuck D, salute the legends among us as well. Go ahead, Alex.
No, I was just going to say, you see the Atlanta Hawks in the chat yesterday on IG, just adding the New York Knicks.
Spicy.
Oh, you saw that?
I
wanted to smoke right there.
And then you got the Memphis Grizzlies just adding it. Everyone's just going. Knicks were heavy in that chat, though. I'll say that.
Yeah. Taj was in the building. He had the ISO. Mello was there.
Mello was there,
too. It was a beautiful night, man. It was a beautiful night for the culture, man. Let me salute some more super chats before we get to the phones. I know my guy Anthony MSG is waiting, so we're going to get to Anthony in a second. Shout out Blade Pinder Hughes, who sent a super chat. He says, salute to the gang. I like getting Kemba for the low, but as tough as Tibbs can be on demanding defense, etc., I wonder if Kemba holds up physically. We'll see. I think Tibbs will have to manage that. Abdul from San Diego, salute Abdul. He says CP 2 words, Kemba Walker, let's go. The Real 2 Fly sends a super chat. He says Mitch Knox and 2 future picks for Miles Turner. There's a lot of people talking that Miles Turner stuff now, CK, man. The rumors were going, as I said, I had heard about, the Knicks' interest in Miles Turner for months now. Ian Begley had also confirmed it, but it just doesn't seem like Indiana. I don't know what their proposal was, but it just doesn't seem like Indiana's moving just yet on him. What would you think about a potential Turner pursuit?
I'm all for it. That's the one thing we're missing. And again, like this guy, he has the same amount of injury problems as Mitchell Robinson, but the only flip would be he's just as good as at defense, if some people would probably say more, and he's a stretch. So it's one of those things where it's like, I'll take that gamble, and I would love to make that work. But you said it best. This is not new news. It might be newish, but it's not new news. Like the Knicks have been trying to make this work. A lot of teams have been trying to make a move at Miles Turner, and it's like the Pacers are saying that he's available, but we're just not sure if we want to do it yet. So it would be great to have him on this team, to help us out defensively. And again, another floor spacer. I think it'd be great. I just don't know how real it really is. I'm sure they want to see a little bit more out of Mitch before because I'm assuming Mitch will be a part of that deal. That's just my assumption. 100%. And I'm sure that they're probably not ready to take that shot.
Yes, sir. All right. So
especially not without knowing what he looks like
with Kemba
injury.
Let me see what he looks with.
Not only with Kemba, but after coming back from an injury, and I think that also, It was an unfortunate season for Mitch. It was double injuries at like the worst possible times. It just seemed like it was like he healed, and the next thing you know, we were back to square one with him. Mm-hmm. I think he deserves one more season where we can actually see not only what he looks like healthy. And I'm wishing health on all our guys this year. I'm speaking into existence, but with this new offense and new squad that we have, I think it's going to be beneficial for the type of game that he plays.
100%. And shout out John Mark, who also asked about the Miles Turner potential acquisition. I don't think there's anything, hot on the stove on it. As I said, Knicks are interested. We'll just have to wait and see how this plays out. But let's get to the phones because we got a lot of people in here that want to get their thoughts in. So let me kick it off. Anthony, MSG. Anthony, how you feeling, bro?
Hey, Ant.
Yo, what's up? What's up, CP? What's up, Ash? How y'all doing?
What's good, bro?
Hi.
Nothing much, man. Just very, very excited about this move. I've always said over the years, the moves that happen are usually the ones you really don't hear too much about. You wake up this morning, you're chilling, you find out that the Bronx native Kemba Walker is a Knick, and I'm thrilled about it, especially the fact that Monday at 7 p.m., it seemed that so many fans were ready to just jump off a bridge, and it was only an hour into the offseason. Like, I know it's been a rough 20 years, but let Leon Rose work.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Let Leon cook, man. Let Leon cook. And like I said, 2 years, $16 million for Kemba. Even at an 80% Kemba, that's a steal, man. Absolute steal.
And I love the fact we got guys coming back because over the last 20 years, how many Knicks have come back for another contract? Melo in 2014. I think Kenyon Martin came back after that little stint. Yeah. But most guys, when their contracts are up with the Knicks the last 20 years, they couldn't wait to get the hell out of here. So you got four guys re-upped. I believe Theo Penson's about to re-up too, so that's 5. I mean, that's incredible. That just shows how much this organization has been changing the last 2 years with Leon Rose and now Tibbs in the house as well.
Yo, continuity and stability, culture. I think this was the better route than just, trying to sign a bunch of new random guys in the lackluster free agent class. And not to mention, you rewarded these guys for the year that they had, especially Noel, Rose, Burks. You rewarded those guys, and then at the same time, you didn't lock yourself out of potential moves down the road because these contracts are flexible. So you still have a bunch of draft picks. You have young talent who you hope that they continue to excel and grow. And then you have your veterans that will help them and show them, what the coach is looking for out there in the court. So I think it should bode well for us this season if everyone stays healthy.
Yeah. Exactly, and you can't keep flipping the roster. You know what I'm saying? Especially these are all bench guys that are coming back. There's no point to split 4 bench guys for another 4 bench guys, and it shows guys around the league too. Okay, guys are staying there now. You know what I'm saying? They're not waiting to get the hell out. I mean, that's a wonderful thing, man. We've been through a lot the last 20 years, man, and things are really starting to change now.
True story, man. True story. Yo, definitely appreciate you calling in, man. We got a ton of people on the line, so I just want to run through these calls, man.
No
appreciate
doubt,
you, bro.
Keep up the great work, y'all, and I'll talk to y'all soon.
Yes, sir. See you soon, bro. Always appreciate it. It's Anthony MSG in the chat. Salute to Ant. We got 2.7 thousand people right now joining us in the chat. Hit that like button. Let's get those likes buttons up. Hit that subscribe button, man. Knicks Fan TV Live, #1 show for the fans by the fans. CP, CK2K, Ashley Moss, Alex Chataros. We got the family in here. And yeah, man, just want to hear what the people have to say about this acquisition. Shout out Nuggy Fresh, who sends a super chat. He says, did y'all grab the Knicks NFT? I grabbed the 4th seed secured one. All right, shout out my guy Nuggy Fresh. Oh, Nuggy Fresh actually sent in an autographed R.J. Barrett basketball, so we'll be giving that away in the future. So shout out Nuggy Fresh for supporting the show.
Can I get that?
I'm about to say, I'm telling you.
No, time out. I'm the Nine Gods' biggest supporter.
No. You just gave him the nickname. I've been here too, Ashley Moss.
I've been on the RJ Barrett train. Don't you try me.
You want me to pull out the Montverde magazine I got? I'm with you.
I was going to bat for that man.
This for the people.
You and me, season long. While you were bashing my dog, I was in there in the trenches. Get out of here.
Me too.
This for the people, Ash. This This is for the people, man. We had 1,200 votes so far on the Kemba deal, and overwhelmingly positive reactions. 92% of the fan base are feeling the Kemba move, so salute to that. Salute Money Mark asked for the super chat. He says Kemba is definitely a great move for us in what was otherwise a dormant free agency start, and for $8 million, it's a no-brainer. Let's trust the process. Salute to KFTV. Salute Money Mark. All right, man, let's go rapid fire. We got a ton of people on the line, so let's just go rapid fire, man. Just give us your thoughts on it. Let's go to New Mexico. Kenyon from New Mexico. How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good about this signing, bro. Whenever I woke up this morning, you should have seen the reaction on my face. I was so happy.
Yo, how old are you, man? How old are you, bro?
Whenever we signed him, I was I was excited and I kind of wasn't excited. The reason why I wasn't this excited is because we have a lot of point guards. The reason why I was excited is because Fournier and Kemba are going to be back again together. So that could just be a good duo here, you know?
Yo, Kenyon, how old are you, man? You dropping a lot of knowledge right now. How old are you, man?
13.
Okay.
All right.
No doubt, man. So salute to you, man. Salute to you, bro.
Thank you.
Kenyon checking in from New Mexico. All right.
5-star call.
Yeah, 5-star call, man. Throw some fives
Absolutely.
in the chat for Kenyon.
You said New Mexico?
New Mexico, Ash.
Wow.
New Mexico.
Home of one of my favorite TV shows, Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. Shout out Breaking Bad, man. Definitely. Everybody throw your cities in the chat. Let us know where you guys are checking in from. If you guys are from out of town, international, throw your flags in the chat, whatever country you're checking in from. You just heard Kenyon from New Mexico checking in. Dave, we might have to throw the slow-mo mode in the chat, man. Chat is definitely anxious tonight, so let's throw the slow-mo mode on so that we can see it. All right, you know what? Right now, I got to go to him. He's usually our closer, but he just gave us word that he has to run soon, so we got to go to him now. Jay Boogie from North Carolina with the early sermon. Jay Boogie, I know you got to be feeling good about this, man. Talk to me, bro.
Salute to the capital S's, man. Shout out to the whole Nick Vibration, the whole chat, everybody, the podcasters, and no shout out to the fake TV shows, the ESPN, the First Take, and all that. I don't get no love for none of this right here, all right? And shout out to my man CP, you know what I'm saying, the general manager, my brother right there, man, my brother right there, the one that puts it down for us. That's our leader right there, the young Lloyd Banks. And I see, man, CK2K, he's back in the building, you know what I'm saying? That's the young Tony Yayo right there. I see my young niece, she back in the building. That's my young niece, the Thelma. She's back. I don't know where you been at. I got to get on you a little bit. I don't know where you been at. But this is not the off season. This is the on season. You should have been working.
I've been working.
Pete Sampras, man. I ain't seen you nowhere. I ain't seen you. I love you though. Shout out to the young Pete Sampras. Man, y'all don't know how great I feel about this situation. This is bigger than, Morris telling the San Antonio Spurs, I want up out of there, I want to go to New York. This is that much bigger because this dude right here is a hometown kid. And for him to tell them people, let me up out of here, and I'm good, mash me off, I want to go home. That's a great identity, great look, great feeling, great vibe, everything we got. We got a major ball player, and I ain't wishing upon talking about none of the injury stuff. I don't talk negative. So let's stay positive right here with this situation and look and feel like, we got a lot of things brewing. And yes, right now I'm ready to see the Atlanta Hawks because the only two teams in the East that really got better is the Miami Heat and the New York Knicks. The Milwaukee Bucks, they don't got worse. Yeah, my man PJ Tucker, he gone. He in Miami. So that's why I say Miami that much better. But the Knicks, we got a whole lot better. We got a couple of point guards. We got a lot of young boys, and we got loyalty, respect for our team. That's why we brought some of our bigger brothers back, because the younger ones, they love and appreciate the big brother, and they teach them to learn them, so giving them a direction where they need to go. So you got to follow him. So I appreciate Leon putting in that work. And all y'all that thought, that Leon been lip syncing, they know he not Cameron. You forgot Jadakiss shut down Madison Square Garden. Now here come Kimber back in Madison Square Garden. So you got to respect what Leon Rose has been doing, because all the time when everybody was talking about making this big trade, that big trade, we want this player, that player, we want RJ, we want Mitch, we want Quickly, we want Obi. You know what I'm saying? What he did, he drafted replacements just in case I was forced to make that move to go get Dave. But hold up. Stay over there where you at. You're taking too long with your decision. I needed you to be like James Harden if you wanted to come over here. So we're going to move on past that. But the great thing about what Leon Rose has done this offseason and on season with nobody respect and appreciate, this is the first time in a long time we had competition in the New York organization. That's right. We are dead deep. You got Jericho Tarzan Sims. He going up against Mitch. You got Julius Randle. He going up against Obi. You got RJ. He going up against Alex Burks. You got the point guard situation. Yeah. You got Kimber going against D-Rose. D-Rose feel like, yo, I need that spot. I make more money. You make it 8. So they challenging one another. You know what I'm saying? And in the backcourt, you got Grimes, too. He feel like, yo, I got something to prove. I was a first-round pick. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's going down. Burks feel like, yo, Evan, I made more. I should have got that money. What you getting? So we got competition. That means, you know what I'm saying, our bench is a solidified already playing team. That's how I know we're going to be back in that 4th seed. You know what I'm saying? We're playing certain skins of the play in the practices right here, right now. I love this situation. I'm hyped. I'm amped. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Not now, but right now. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the LOX. That's locks right there. Yeah, they are the LOX athletes. I know you out there, MIA, but tell him to stay out there. He don't need to come back to the garden.
You don't know where I am, J Boogie. Don't try to put your pinpoint location on me.
Everybody, stand up, New York. We worldwide. Salute, salute, salute.
And he's out of here. Everybody throw 5 in the chat for a J Boogie mid-show sermon. If you guys are new in the chat right now, you don't know about the J Boogie sermons. We call him the closer because we need that closing energy, win or lose. You know what I'm saying? When we win, it sends us off on a high note. When we lose, it puts things in perspective. So this is why you guys got to come through to Knicks Fan TV after every game. We are live after every game. It's doing the same thing, recapping the game, breaking it down, and taking your phone calls, and then you hear from the closer, J Boogie. Throw 5 in the chat, man. Throw 5 in the chat right now. He spoke about the competition with the rotation and the depth chart, man. Al, I'll start with you. How do you see, what's the most intriguing things to you? How do you see the rotation playing out this early?
As in who's starting? I think it's going to be Kemba Walker. It's going to be Kemba Walker, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Evan Fournier, Mitchell Robinson. Well, there were reports that he was still in a walking boot, right? So if he's healthy to go, I see him starting, just seeing what we have in him. If not, then Nerlens Noel can easily fill in. Maybe they'll work Mitch back from injury. Maybe they'll put him in the second unit, coming with Derrick Rose, Manu Quickly, Obi Toppin, Alec Burks, and so forth. But I see that being the main 10 that Tibbs will be running with for the most part. And then you'll probably see some spot minutes based on how the game's going, whether it's us being blown out or if we're blowing other people out, which we should be at this point with this type of roster. We're not going to be behind a certain number 6. So I think we'll see some Quentin Grimes and just Say
it again, Alex. Say it again.
Certain number 6 is not in the building anymore, CK.
Number 6 is not
it's
here.
good.
And that's a good thing, man, because it's like, so many times we would start off slow. And the bench unit was really the strength of our team. And now you bring some more balance when you add in Kemba and add in Fournier. But that bench, man, with Rose, Quickly, Burks, Obi, now you get a full-time dynamic pick-and-roll point guard with Obi, whether it's Rose or Kemba, playing with him. I think that's going to be great. So I think Obi's game is going to take it up a notch as well. And then, again, we're going to have to see how they manage the minutes, because if Kemba still can't go on back-to-backs until we get closer to playoff time, I think that's when you'll probably see McBride. I think you'll see McBride at that point. Grimes will be interesting. We'll see how they factor him in. I hope he doesn't get buried early, but I think Burks is locked in. Rose is locked in. I think IQ is locked in. So it's going to be interesting to see how Grimes gets his playing time and where he fits in, because right now I think he's going to be on the outside looking in the rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
sure.
I definitely agree with Alex's list. I would say, though, if in the events, I think, the Knicks are going to be extra cautious with Mitch just because he has had back-to-back injuries, especially, last season.
Yeah.
So I do believe, Noel will probably be in that starting lineup first. And I think also it may be safe to say, at least in the beginning, D Rose might actually get that starting position over Kemba, because I know Kemba has been dealing with some injuries or an injury over a couple of months that led from last season, I believe. I don't know the exact timetable. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see D Rose maybe get some starting lineups, in the starting lineup per se before Kemba, as he's still trying to make his way back from injuries. So I wouldn't say that that's out of the question either.
CK, what about you?
Yeah, I agree with both what Ashley and Alex had to say. I think we also have to key in. I don't want to. Sorry, Jay Boog. I know you just said don't think of the negative, but just putting it out there. We have to key in some of those injuries because Alec Burks just with his career. We even saw it last year. There's going to be some games missed. Hopefully not, but there's going to be some games missed. And I think in those games and those moments, we'll see what Grimes is able to do if he's able to pull an IQ and snag a spot and steal his spot on the rotation. Because look, man, we get that he's a great shooter, but I think where he provides such a strong perimeter defensive ability, that's where he can, win over Tom Thibodeau. I know the whole rookie situation and whatnot, but I really expect him to have one of those kind of opportunities, and it's about what he does with it. I really excited about Deuce. I think, of the list of point guards that's not named Derrick Rose and Kemba Walker, I think he's going to be one that's going to shine. I know a lot of people are really excited about Luka, but I think Deuce, because of the same thing, the defensive capabilities and his ability to help us scoring, and he's going to be here in those practices with Kemba, with Derrick Rose. That's who he's working out with, IQ. You know what I mean? So I really expect to see. I think that these rookies might get those opportunities. It's about what they do with it. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, I just wanted to add that. But for the most part, I do agree with Alex and Ashley's rotation. I think it is what it is because we know Tiz going to go with his vets. We got the vets for a reason, but I'm just saying with those injuries coming about, I think Grimes is going to have the opportunity, and I think Deuce might have the opportunity himself to put themselves in this rotation.
True story. What do you guys think in the chat, man? Who's your optimal 10-man rotation? Leave it in the chat, and we'll shout you guys out. Let's shout out some people in the chat, guys. I want to shout out Amir McMullen checking in from Syracuse. We got Devon checking in from Orlando. I'm seeing some Peruvian flags. Brian Perez in here. Shout out Fiend for... Oh, man. Shout out Fiend. I'll just abbreviate his name out in Westchester. God. Fiend, what's going on? It's a family show, Ash. I got to keep it a family show. My guy Kenyon was in here listening. So Jared Dowdell checking in from Las Vegas. I see Ash Hutchinson checking in from Australia, New Zealand. So shout out everybody.
Hello, down under.
Shout out everybody in Australia, New Zealand, Philippines. Everybody checking in. This is the morning show for you. It's evening time over here. Ash, who you want to shout out in the chat?
Shout out Fada Clef from Barbados.
Nice.
Me and CK like that one.
Nice.
Shout out to everybody from BK all day. Shout out to Greece in the building.
Greece.
Queens.
Okay.
Yeah, he's kicking it with Giannis, celebrating that championship.
Nice,
you know what
nice.
they do. Shout out to Staten Island, Queens, Manhattan, Westchester. I know y'all don't like that. I never give you a shout out. So shout out to the DMV. I see y'all in the chat too.
Yeah, Vegas.
Shout out to the 305 enjoying the summertime down here. Shout out to Vegas, home of the Summer League. Looking forward to seeing our guys out there.
Yep.
And shout out to all 2,800 of you guys.
2,800 in the chat, man.
Crazy. Shout out. I wish I could shout you all out, but I don't have that much time. So 100%. Shout out to you guys all. Shout out to all of you.
CK, just shout out a couple before we keep it pushing.
Yeah, no, just I see Crying Knicks fans from Philippines. We got everybody. We're all over the place. Afghanistan, I'm seeing over here. Yeah, we got more Aussies getting ready for the game
Saudi
tonight
Arabia,
against the US. So, yes, for sure. And then shout out to everyone talking about Alfred Payne going to Siberia. I don't know. The chat wild right now. Chat is wild.
Yeah, we got the 757 repping. What's going on? Steelers, Knicks fan 757. Shout out Hampton, Chesapeake, Newport News, Bad News. What's good? Patrick Francis, what's going on? Al, who you want to shout out in the chat real quick, bro?
Oh, shout out to Shoquan. Oh my God, chat's moving real quick right now. AJ 7. Holy cow!
Dave, do we have the slow mo mode on? We got to get slow mo mode on in the chat, man. Yeah, bro.
Yo, shout out to Heartbeats. Shout out to Permino. Shout out to Mr. Owens. Shout out to we got some Jamaica in the building. All right, Wagwan. We got some turkey. Looks like we got people from Ecuador in here. Okay. Let's get it going. Richmond, Virginia. Yeah.
Let's get it going. Let me salute some super chats that have come in. Lloyd Barker Rock says, "Oh, ish, the SNY baddie is back. This is a great day in Nickland. What's good, CPCK and Vanilla CP? I wish
Vanilla CP.
Yeah.
You ain't shaking it, Alex. You're not shaking it, bro.
Did you hear what
That's
Jay
it.
Boogie? Jay Boogie dropped the Pete Sampras on him. Real low.
Oh, man.
Okay.
I was expecting the Franco Harris one.
He switched it up.
I do love Vanilla CP though.
That's cool. That's smooth, man.
Yeah, I noticed. That's why I dropped him in the diagonal box. I didn't want to have him right next to me, man.
Couldn't have
Yeah, I'm always strategic in where I throw your window in at. There.
And you see, I went to the barber today, so I got my beard lined up too.
You fresh, dog. You fresh. You fresh, man.
And CK looks like he just got off an island. Where have you been?
Chill.
You in Hawaii?
That's what everyone's saying.
What's going on?
Look, we switched up the hoop sesh time, so we going in like the middle of the day over here in Los Angeles. So your boy getting crispy out here in this sun.
Getting toasty out
there. Yeah, for sure.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Shout out Reggie McDowell for the super chat. He says, "I wanted Devontae Graham, but the price tag was too high. Happy with Kemba, brings clutchness and leadership. Hashtag go Knicks." Reggie McDowell, thanks for the super chat. Also want to shout out Still Knicks fan, sends a $5 super chat. Appreciate you. And Tevon Cash says, "Let's have a moment of silence for the Frank Hive." Oof. Dirty. What you think them Team France practices is looking like, man? When Fournier and Frank in there, Fournier got the bag, and Frank is still looking for a home, man. It's a cold business. It is a cold business, world, ladies and gentlemen. Who else? I want to get to the Rhyme Animals super chat. I'm trying to scroll up, man. There's so many comments to go. So to everybody in the chat, I'm going to get to your super chat, Chuck. In the meantime, let's go rapid fire with the phone calls. There's a lot of people waiting on the line, so I want to hear from everybody. OG Dan from Long Island. Dan, how you feeling?
What's good? Real quick.
Yep.
I didn't say it yesterday. I should have said it, man. R.I.P. to Biz Markie.
R.I.P.
Terrible loss.
Yep.
You know what I mean? CP, you need to get that Manscaped over to Kemba right away. A package of Manscaped 4.0. Okay.
Wait,
right
pause.
Make it part of the squad. To any potential sponsors, you guys got to get down with this station. Come on, get on. This is the place to be. Rates are still low. They're only going up.
That's
so
facts.
Come on and get the sponsors going. Mad respect to all the mods. Listen, CP, you got to get Max, man. I saw what you highlighted on your channel earlier. He's talking about these contracts are bad. What does he talk about? But they were locked into long contracts. Now he's giving out false information on First Take. You got to straighten him out.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I aired him out on Instagram. Appreciate the call, Dan. I aired him out on Instagram. We'll see when I'm back on there on the Max Kellerman show. See, he could get away with that on First Take because it goes unchecked. You know, he's sitting there with two hosts that are clueless about the Knicks. No disrespect to them, but they have no idea what he's talking about either. So they let him go on his rants, and they need me on there to provide that balance, the yin and the yang. You know what I'm saying? So it's only a matter of time before I'm on there schooling him and Stephen A. But I appreciate that. Dan from Long Island, definitely appreciate that. Salute to Von Kwan with the super chat. He says, "Can't wait to see Kemba break someone down at the Garden doing a sham god and the Mecca goes crazy. Great offense, beat great defense all the time. Great move. Big up to Leon Rose." Yeah, you know what's going to happen. You know the Kemba game is going to happen. I called the Austin Rivers game. That one came mad early. The Kemba game is coming where he goes absolutely bonkers for like 40. Or the buzzer beater. One or the other. Or it could be both. But it's going to happen at MSG this year. Trust and believe. The Kemba game is definitely...
It's on the way.
It's definitely on the way. No
Y'all wanted to put bets on which month it's going to be in?
Ooh.
Let me see how the preseason starts.
Right.
Let me just make sure he's healthy first.
Which month has the most amount of games? I'll take that one.
Yeah, facts. facts. Let me get back to the phones. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. 2.7 thousand on the check-in. JJ from Brooklyn. Let's go rapid fire, bro. How you feeling?
Yo, what up?
What's going on,
a couple points. First, I just really like the depth that we got right now. What I would do with Kemba and Rose is I would split the minutes, honestly, in half, 24 minutes each every game. You got to keep these guys healthy. And what I would do also on back-to-backs, I would switch each back-to-back. I would sit one of them and then give the extra minutes to Quickly and even Grimes. And then on last point, it's actually a question. With RJ and Fournier, would you move RJ to the 3, or what do you think? I think he could definitely play the 3, or would you just go like based on matchup? Appreciate it. Have a good night.
Appreciate the call, bro. I would just go based on matchup. I think that's what they did with RJ and Bullock last year. I thought you saw some points where RJ was playing the 3, and he's getting big enough there where he can hold his own. We've seen him taking on Kawhi. We've seen him taking on Paul George. So I think it'll be based on matchup. You know, Fournier still is 6'7", so he's got some size on him as well. So I think they'll use them interchangeably based on the matchup. Appreciate the call, man. All right, that was JJ from Brooklyn. Let me get him off. Another super chat is coming. Kenny Gale says Peyton was our starting point guard. Kemba could have one kneecap, and he's leagues better than him. Only concern now is we have a ton of guards. Hashtag Jada Kiss for mayor. Yeah, man. Kiss absolutely went 10 toes down last night.
He took out Dipset and he took out Fab. Remember when he battled Fab?
I did not like that Fab matchup, Ash. I didn't like it for him.
He did take him though.
He destroyed him.
Yeah, but it shouldn't. Yeah, I'm with CP on that.
That wasn't a good matchup for Fab, Ash. That wasn't a good matchup for him.
Yeah,
and I love Fab. I love Fab, but I just put Fab in a bit different lane.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Remember when Fab and Jada had their mixtape? He got washed on his own mixtape. Like, why would you try to? No, real talk. What was it? Freddie versus Jason. I think the mixtape was called. Why would you, if you got washed on your own mixtape? Why would you face that man?
But that's what we're saying, right?
I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
He played himself, just like Joel's played himself last night when he said, "Y'all ain't got no songs for the ladies," and they said, "You right? Hold up."
That was a layup. That was a layup.
Loaded the chamber.
Too easy, man. Absolutely too easy.
Light work.
Yeah, absolute light work. All right, back to the phones we go. I see Papa Left. We're going to close with you. C's, which from Charlotte. C's, how you feeling?
At CDW, we get the right network makes remote locations seem less remote.
Great, because my data is lagging out here.
CDW can orchestrate the Aruba Edge Services platform, bringing computing closer to where data is created. It automates, unifies, and secures the edge, fixing problems before they impact your business, giving your network a sixth sense. Someone at the door?
Just a moose. He works here.
Aruba and IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/Aruba.
Hey guys, Jonathan Macri here. Don't forget to check out the Knicks Film School podcast all summer long right here on the Blue Wire Network. We'll be talking draft, free agency, trades, and of course, what star the Knicks are going to be trading for next. Right here on Knicks Film School.
Yo, what's going on? How you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
Yeah, so real quick, I think that the contract was definitely a steal. I mean, he made the All-Star game 4 times out of the last 5 seasons. Last month, he averaged 28 and 4. So the talent is still there. The knee is a concern, but, you know, I trust the Knicks doctors. And, you know, like Kyrie, I just don't think he was a good fit with the Celtics. And going to Evan Fournier and Burks, I just don't want those signings to take away from Quentin Grimes because, you know, I really feel like he could be a really, really good defender, maybe like a Bullock replacement. And, you know, Kemba's defense isn't really great either. But, I mean, hey, we want Dame, and his defense isn't great either. But my last point is I think a lot needs to fall on Tibbs, because he needs to make adjustments. And I feel like last year a lot of players were burnt out come playoff time.
Yeah.
So I think that Tibbs should definitely cut down on the starters' minutes, because the goal should be to give everybody a chance to eat. And the better all of our pieces are, the better chances we could, you know, try to get a Dame-type player, because we could trade these players and, you know, hopefully we don't have to give up RJ. So hopefully, you know, we could just get the pieces right, keep everybody healthy. And, yeah, that's all I got to say. And also wanted to see what seed do you think that we'll get in the East next season?
Ooh, okay. Good question by C's. Good question
This is the too early prediction.
Man, I hate that question at this time of year, bro.
Prediction. You knew it was coming. So where do the Knicks stack up in the East now that free agency is just about come to a close in terms of most of the pieces off the board, right? We know Chicago got markedly better with the acquisitions of DeMar DeRozan, Lonzo Ball, Alex Caruso. You still had the trade deadline acquisition of Nikola Vucevic, who I like. I feel like he's one of the more underrated players in the league. You have Zach LaVine, who's an absolute walking bucket. CK, I'll start with you, man. What do you think they
Of course.
stack?
I'll
take
it.
Let's go ladies first. Ash, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with, I like the Knicks at 5. I want to say I don't think we'll get as high as we did last season. I think that was just it was not that our run was a fluke, but I think the whole season was a fluke. There was just a lot going on with injuries and COVID lack of chemistry with those top tier teams. I think we're going to get a lot more continuity this season because the pandemic, in terms of, at least in the NBA, it's a little bit less chaotic. But I think that this is still a really good Knicks team. I think we've gotten better offensively. I think defensively we're going to be even stronger. I like us at 5. I think at worst we fall to 6, but we're definitely not going to go ahead and have to do a play-in. That is for sure. We're definitely making the playoffs.
CK, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I like. This might not be the answer people want, but yeah, give me. I like 4 through 6. I like anywhere.
Oh, that's a safe bet.
I'm sorry. If you want me to pick one, if you want me to pick one, I'll pick one. Give me 5. Well, then they don't like it. I'm gonna go with 6. I'm gonna lean on the 6. Then like I said, I feel like we're gonna be in the mix. I like the Hawks making a little bit more of a jump because just like us, they kept the continuity with the team that they had in that late run for them. I'm not gonna break down every single team. I like us at 6, but I hope we can jump up. All right, 6.
Al, what are you thinking?
I'm gonna go 6 as well. You got the Bucks, you got the Nets, the Sixers. I think the Heat got better, and I think the Hawks are gonna be good. I think those are the 5 teams that are gonna be over them. I think the Knicks are right there at 6.
Yeah. I'm gonna go 6 as well, right? I'll go. I mean, listen, I'm just being realistic. No cop outs, but I'm gonna put the Nets at the top. You have to. A healthy Nets team to me is running the table. I'll put the Bucks second. Give the champs their respect. I might put the Hawks 3rd over the Sixers, man. Right now, you know what I'm saying? I might put them 3rd over the Sixers now at full strength. I'm just calling it like it is. I know people that are sour from the playoff loss might be tight about that. I'll put them 3rd. I'll put Philly 4. I'll put the Heat 5 right now. And Ash, you might disagree. I know you're ready to disagree. And I'll put us 6th for right now. I'm
not gonna fully disagree with you guys at 6, but I will say this: I'm going with 5 because I think the battle in that last 4-week span with Miami for going back and forth 5 and 6, I think the Knicks are going to come out on top of that battle. I think Miami sometimes gets in their own way when it comes to that deep in the season. And I've covered that team for 2 years. So I know that sometimes they get on these streaks where they shoot themselves in the foot. And when it comes to time to start looking at that seeding and it's starting to formulate, they're constant, every game counts for them. And I think that this may be in a situation, again, you added some new pieces. I think Kyle Lowry's not going to be the answer that everyone thinks he's going to be. I think it's going to take a little bit longer for that situation to gel. So I think the Knicks and the Heat are going to be going back and forth for that 5 and 6 seed all through the month of April. I think it's back on the regular schedule now. I wouldn't be surprised if we're battling with them every single game, looking at the standings, like who's you know what I mean?
All I'm gonna say to that is just watch out for Adam Silver and the Mountain Man calendar schedule maker. I don't know where that guy is that makes the schedule for the entire league. You know how they love to mess with the Knicks. So watch us get the second or first hardest schedule in the league yet again. But I everything you say is correct. But I just want to see the schedule first because you know how they love to play with us.
And you forgot Scott Foster too. Don't forget Scott Foster.
CK says the fix is in. The fix is in.
I'm just saying.
Well, you gotta hope at an 82-game schedule that it's back to normal now, right? Because we were going back to back, every other day at a breakneck speed, and I thought that also impacted us. I thought that did impact us. So we'll see how that plays out. What do you guys think in the chat?
Hold on, are we sleeping on Chicago?
No, that's what I was gonna say. Chicago's gonna be right there, man.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be the Knicks.
Chicago's gonna be right there. DeRozan, Lonzo, Caruso. As I said, Vucevic, LaVine. Chicago's gonna be right there. We'll see how their bench goes, but I think they'll be right up there, though.
I think that's the biggest question for Chicago is their bench because Kobe White is the one. I think it's like the big question mark. Is he going to take that next step? You know, I know they need him as like more of a point guard, even though he's more of a shooter, shoot first point, guard. So that's really the big question for Chicago.
What do you guys think in the chat, man? Leave us your early seeding predictions. Where will the Knicks finish in the East? Leave us your preseason predictions in the chat. Leave a comment below. All right, let's take a couple more phone calls. Let's go to the Discord. I see Jay from East New York is on the Discord. Jay, let's go to you. Turn off your mic. Turn on your mic and no speakerphone, Jay. What's going on? Protocol, you know what I'm saying? Jay, going once?
Yo.
Oh, there you go. What's good, bro?
Give me 1 second. Hold on. Got put on.
He always does this.
Oh, y'all can hear me? All right.
Yeah,
All right.
ready,
So
bro.
I like the Kemba signing. I was kind of indifferent at first. I sat on it for a little bit. I'm like, you know what? All right, cool. But we got a lot of depth now. So as long as, you know, Tibbs is coming in and implementing the right game plans and making sure he put guys in the position to win and look good, barring health situations, I think we good. You know what I'm saying? We pretty deep at every position now. You know what I'm saying? So now it's eat what you kill. That's another thing, too. I don't think nobody should be penciled in for anything. I feel like you got to earn it. These young guys that we brought in, if they play really good and they earn that spot, they earn some minutes, then so be it. But if the vets are stepping up and, you know, then it is what it is. And another thing, I feel like people are sleeping on the fact that we kind of still tight-knit. We still got the same group for the most part. A lot of these teams got these new parts. Chemistry counts, man. We might come out hot. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Scheduling, they might jerk us, but we got that chemistry, man. I think the Knicks is going to come out strong on offense and defense because we got a lot of interchanging pieces now.
Yeah, you bring up good points, man. Chemistry could definitely play a role in this, bro. Definitely. Appreciate the call, man. Oh, we forgot about Charlotte too, man. Ooh, we forgot about the Hornets. You can't sleep on a
I think they're a playing team still.
Second year,
man. They're young.
Yo, listen, if Hayward gets healthy, you got LaMelo, second year LaMelo. I like the Book Knight pickup. I like the Kai Jones pickup. They got more athletic. They still got Scary Terry. He's going to be chucking. They still got Grant. You know what I'm saying? Scary Terry's good for some buckets. Let's not sleep. Yo, Charlotte, I think Charlotte might have something to say too, man. I'm just throwing it out there. I think Charlotte might have something to say, man.
They're definitely going to be fun to watch. They're definitely going to be competitive. Sure. I'm so intrigued to see LaMelo and Book Knight in the backcourt together. That's going to be
closest thing to an AAU team in the NBA we're going to have. I'm telling y'all. Right.
and Boston. You know, Kemba's old team. You know, how can you count out Tatum, a superstar, Jaylen Brown as well? Certainly can't
what
count
did they do? What did they do different?
They picked up Horford. They picked up
Cantor.
Yeah.
He's been going. It's so weird how he's been going back between Boston and Portland these last 4 seasons.
Yeah. You didn't see his post where he said goodbye to Portland, and at the end he was like, "But I'll probably be back next year."
Yeah.
Homes everywhere, bro.
Everybody in the chat is looking for Jay from Florida, but I don't see Jay from Florida on the on the call log right now. Jay, if you're out there listening, man, give us a call because we're gonna wrap soon, so it'll be good to hear from you. All right, let's take a couple more. Let's go to Jalen Julius. You up next, bro? How you doing, bro?
Hey, CP, how you doing?
Good, man. What's going on? Celtics, Josh Richardson.
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
So, CK, Alex, and Ash, how y'all doing today?
Good, man. What's going on?
Good. What's going on?
That's good. Well, when I woke up this morning, now I was happy and I was kind of concerned at the same time because, you know, I'm in the thinking of like the old Knicks. I thought we had traded for Kemba at first. I thought we had traded these young people and some pitch for Kemba Walker in this contract. But then when I found out it was a buyout, I was like, oh, I can't believe someone actually bought out for the Knicks. So I guess that's the new regime. You know, Leon Rose, West, they're doing a difference now because people have to try to go to the New York Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like the deal because, you know, it keeps Derrick Rose from like starting all the time because I didn't want him to like start every time because the way he was in the playoffs, how the bench had lacked when he was off the bench lineup. So I just like the Kemba Walker signing, and that's all I wanted to say.
Okay.
And before I end, you know, I always have to shout out Ari in the chat.
Yes.
Ari, I always have to shout him out.
Is he paying you for this, man? For real. Or you got to pay for these promotions, man.
Show us the books.
But it's the reason why I'm always shout him out.
I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and also,
Yeah.
the Frank Hive might be gone, but he don't leave a chat though. He's still in the chat.
No doubt, man. Appreciate the call. The Frank Hive is waiting for his next stop. So that they could go in on the Knicks for getting rid of him, man. The Frank Hive is waiting to drop his numbers every night off the bench for his new team. But look, you know what Jalen mentioned about buyouts, I think is just another path, another way to acquire talent, especially in this NBA when guys, you know, are getting major deals and getting acquired in these trades. Again, just being ready, just keep staying flexible and being ready, and that's what the Knicks found themselves in. And they were in a position where when they brought all these guys back, the way they maneuvered with D Rose's contract allowed them to free up that $8 million. You know, it was a D Rose contract that got them $8 million to get Kemba Walker. So give credit to them, their front office. Brock Aller, the capologist, I'm sure he was at play here in the way that he structured these deals. And so you have to give credit to this front office, man. They were very creative in how this went down, and they were ready. And again, we still have 6 first-round picks, 9 second-round picks within the next 4 years. So again, keep it competitive, which they will do. Don't forget about the kids, which you hope they do. And be ready. Just be ready for when the next deal presents itself, and they'll have enough assets on the books and draft capital to make something happen.
Let me ask you guys this. I have a question for you guys. Mm-hmm. CP, you and I were both on the putback with Ian, and the conversation came up, as it always does, about Dame time. And that if that were something that was going to happen, that more than likely Dame would request a trade probably a couple of weeks or a month before the season starts, that it wasn't going to happen this early in free agency. So if that is the situation, and again, he himself said that more than likely if that happens, and I think Stephen A. Smith said the same thing, don't know how credible he is though, that Dame would want to go to the New York Knicks. So if that happens in hypothetical world, do the Knicks pull the trigger on that? Or the real question, should they pull the trigger on that? That's how I want to phrase the question to you guys.
I mean, to me, it's just going to depend on the price. And I still think it's RJ in this thing, man. And that I'm just not ready for that. I'm not ready.
I feel you.
I'm not ready for that, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just not ready for parting ways with RJ Barrett just yet. But again, you know, you got to keep your ears to the phone. Portland did nothing to help Dame in this offseason. They had the worst offseason of any team. So, you know, he's not going to be happy. I don't think it's going to be now. I think it'll be next season. And you got to hope that the price comes down. But we'll see how the Knicks are feeling at that point, you know?
Yeah, next year is probably one of the better times to do it because of how packed of a free agency it's going to be. So while a lot of those teams with the cap are going to be paying attention to those big names, that's when the Knicks can then try and make that move on Dame if that's the time when we do it. But yeah, I agree with CP. To me right now, it just feels like there's no way that happens without RJ Barrett. I don't care if we got Kemba, we got all these new pieces. Now, RJ still has to be included with it, and I'm not ready for that yet.
Right. And another thing, you know, and it was my fault, Al, but It also depends on Dame's motivation. You know, I think he's at the stage with his relationship with Portland where he says, "Send me to the Knicks only." I think they'll you know, bend to his request. But if he's open, you know, Golden State might be able to swoop in and bring Dame home. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that could happen too. So I think it also depends on Dame's motivation and where he wants to go, where his next stop is.
I think for the trade for Dame, right? If he wants to go to New York, I think they're going to ask for 3 destinations. And he's going to give 3 destinations first. I think they're going to still, as a franchise, they're going to have to look for the best return that they can get. So they're going to probably say, hey, we know that you want to go to New York. We'll try to do the best to get you to New York if that's really where you want to go. But what are your other destinations too? Because us as a team, as we've done right by you, we also need you to do a little bit right by us, even though you've done so much for us to begin with. Not saying that he hasn't, right? So I think he's going to get 3 teams. And if Golden State, whoever can give up the best offer, I think that's where he's going to go. But as you point out, CP, I think I would just wait until next season, have some of these young guys develop more, because as of right now, the best young asset that we have is RJ Barrett. And, giving up RJ Barrett doesn't feel right because it just doesn't feel right. Although understandably, Portland would definitely want RJ and no deal gets done without RJ, but let a season go by. Let's see what other young guys can develop. And if Dame still wants to come here, if guys have taken a leap, say Obi Toppin or Manuel Quickly, or for whatever reason, Grimes and whoever comes up, you can move those guys as well.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think, doesn't next season Dame go into free agency and it wouldn't be a trade? Or is that the season after?
No, I think he's got some length. He's got some length in the contract.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it would be a trade either this season or next season.
Yeah.
His contract isn't near. Length. I mean, I'm pleasantly surprised though in the chat, because I remember when the rumors were circulating, I want to say a couple of weeks ago, everyone was like, yep, take RJ, you can have him. And now people have seemed to change their tune, and I'm seeing a lot of no's, can't have RJ. So that makes me, as the Nine God supporter, very, very happy, because this was a different tune a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
True back and forth. We know how Knicks fans get. Y'all get back and forth. We know how it is. Ain't nothing new. I ain't gonna give him that same pass. I ain't gonna give y'all that pass. Because all them with the same was saying, RJ can go. I'll pack his bag. And all of a sudden, I ain't giving him no pass.
After a couple of bad RJ games, they're gonna be like, trade him for Dame.
I'm saying. 100%. And also,
they went crazy over Summer League. Come on, it was Summer League, and everyone was going nuts. So,
and David signed through 2025. He has the player option on 2024, 2025.
Got it. Okay.
True story, man. I want to salute Mike in the chat. $50 super chat by Mike. Appreciate you. He says, we going as far as our defense takes us. Keep them under 100 points, baby, and we locking up this 4th seed. Let's go. All right. Appreciate that, Mike. Appreciate that. All right. A couple more calls before we wrap up. Let me go to the Discord. Capee Kid, you up next on the Discord. What's going on, bro? Capee Kid going once. Yo.
Hey.
Yo, what's going on, bro?
What's up, man?
Yeah, we ready, man. Let's go.
Oh, dope. Hey, bro. So I just wanted to say, with this whole Kemba trade, I was looking at it and I'm just thinking, man, trade, but pick up. It's really good because we got him for real cheap, and we're looking at a situation where we have Evan Fournier and Kemba. And we have a few other pieces on manageable size contracts that if there is a disgruntled superstar or something, we might have a package which we could put together mid-season that wouldn't give up RJ Barrett. And because I'm all on RJ, man. He's one of my favorite Knicks, that's for sure, and he's where it's at for our future. So yeah, what's your guys' thoughts about that and everything?
Yeah, 100%, man. I've been saying it. I went live 3 times today, but I've been saying it. They're keeping it flexible, man. They're keeping it flexible. The Kemba trade brings them. They're keeping it competitive. They're keeping it flexible, and hopefully they keep it player development. Those are the 3 checks you want to check off for this season. The young guys continuing to take a step in under this veteran leadership as they go for wins, and they're keeping the cap flexible in terms of the team-friendly deals that they've gone out and signed, and they still have the draft capital. So I like it, bro. I definitely like it.
Yeah, man. I think that it was a really smart move. I really like everything the Knicks organization's been doing this year, man. I just got to shout out to the chat and shout out to you guys because you guys have been awesome. And yeah, just love your show, love everything you do.
Appreciate
keep
you,
it up.
Yes, sir. Call back anytime, man. Definitely appreciate the call, bro. Take it easy. All right, couple more on the lines, and then we'll get up out of here. Let me go to let me hear from Jones from Jersey City. Jones, how you feeling, bro?
What's up, brother? Y'all hear me?
Yep, loud and clear. Loud and clear, bro. Go ahead.
All right, man. Really quick, a few thoughts, man.
Mm-hmm.
The South Bronx own. Soundview own. New York City's own is back home. Listen, the kid is a baller. He's a dog. And what do you think is going to happen when Rose or Kemba has to sit and McBride or Grimes gets minutes? The defense goes up. The defense is going to go up if one of those 2 young bulls gets some minutes. So in reality, I love the offseason, so I wasn't thrilled, but this morning changed my mind completely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And I think Kemba knows what it means to win in New York. I mean, Walcott Frazier hasn't paid for a meal in half a century. Like, when you win in New York, it's different.
Yeah.
When you win in New York, it's different. That's why he left all that spread on the table. I mean, come on. Like, that's a lot of money to leave on the table. Whatever the number it is, he took a sacrifice to come home. So I just think, Sack Warren houses, South Bronx.
Let's go.
I mean, it's a good day to be a Knicks fan, man.
Absolutely,
and shout out to the Locks, living off experience.
Of course.
That's what we doing with Knick Nation. We living off experience, and Leon Rose, we moving forward, baby. So thanks y'all for your time.
Appreciate you, Jones. Appreciate that time, man. Appreciate that time. All right, couple more. Let me go to Craig from South Florida. Craig, how you feeling, man?
PP, what's up, dude?
How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. Listen, I'll run through real quick.
Yeah.
RJ needs to go nowhere because he's bringing Zion. So let's be real.
Yeah. I think you're right, Craig. I think you're right, man.
That's number one. Number two, you're going to be in Vegas, right?
Nah.
Watch Kevin Knox because he's auditioning. Oh, you're not going?
Yeah, can't. Last minute, man. Last minute, not going to be there. But go ahead on your Vegas point.
He's auditioning for his next place, which I believe is Indiana. Don't sleep on Miles Turner. I think he'll be a Knick before the season starts.
Okay.
I think it's a good
take. You know I got sources.
Yeah.
And he's close with Randall.
Okay.
And they're talking. And Leon Rose, people need to stop hating on this man. He's doing a hell of a job.
Appreciate
I'll leave you with that. Have a great day, man.
Appreciate it, Craig. Yo, this is Craig, our South Florida plug ass. You missed when Craig made his debut the other day, man. He called in, he was spitting bars. He's like, yo, I live down the street from MJ. I'm tapping.
He did.
Yeah. He's a former referee.
He lives down the street from MJ.
Yeah. But no,
So
but
he
keep
lives
it real.
So he lives in Palm Beach.
Yes.
That's not South Florida. I just want to put that out there.
Well, whatever. That's what he said. That's what he said on the switchboard. So I'm just reading it. But no, Craig did email me on the Kendrick Nunn thing, and that was confirmed. Ian Begley did say that the Knicks were talking to Nunn. Nunn ended up turning down more money to go to the Lakers, and so Craig did pass that little Nunn tidbit to me. So I think we got to take him serious, man. Craig is tapped in. So
He called Derrick Rose signing, and he called the Lowry contract. Pretty on point.
Hey, yo, Craig's on point, man. Don't
All right,
sleep.
Craig.
Dang. What's up, Jordan funneling this information to him from the crib?
Craig is tapped in, man. He's definitely tapped in. All right, man. A couple more. Let's go. Angel from Philly. Angel, what's going on, bro?
Yeah, what's good, y'all?
What's good, man? Angel happy because Ashley's back. Angel, what's going on, bro?
Yeah, I'm happy, but I'm going to save her for last. But listen, first thing first, y'all, hit that thumbs up for your boys, y'all. Hit that subscribe button, show some love. My boy CK2K was good, bro. Vanilla CP was good. And CP, man, you stay clean with some suits, man.
Appreciate you,
But hey, listen, to my queen, mi amor, la reina, ¿cómo está, mi amor? I'm letting
How
you know.
are you? Long
what I'm
time
saying?
no speak.
I know. I miss you, man. I'm definitely showing you love. And don't worry about it, Queen. You was talking about the check. Don't worry. The GOAT is going to write the check because I got you. I'm going to take care of you.
Okay.
Now I'm going to get to my facts, right?
All right.
So I think we're gonna be a 6 seed. We gotta beat Miami. We gotta beat Philly. I can't stand them, but we gotta beat those teams, right? Now, as far as the Evan Fournier move, I like the move. We definitely needed some offense, and he could put the ball on the floor. And we needed that scoring because we had some trouble scoring in the playoffs, and we saw what happened, right? But when it comes to that boy Kemba Walker, listen, man, if he can just stay healthy, and Tom Thibodeau can open that lineup and even out the minutes, that's going to change our team. This ain't going to be a Ben Simmons defense where you leave Elfrid Payton wide open at the free throw line. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't leave Kemba wide open. He going to knock out that jump shot. So this is going to change our team completely. We're going to be more focused. We're going to be strong on offense. And let me tell you something. It's going to unlock. Hear my words. It's going to unlock RJ and Julius, man. With the fast break, he can make them layups. And I believe in this team, man. And I'm going out on a limb, CP. I think we're going to win 50 games this year. I'm calling it. We're winning 50 games. And to my last point, I'm hyped right now. Shout out to that boy Kevin Knox, the MJ of the Summer League. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing, bro. But we gotta give Leon Rose some props, bro. because let me tell you something. He didn't give out any bad contracts. He didn't overreact to the free agency. And what he really did was he did what me and you said, CP. Stay patient, and we got a point guard without giving up assets. And I'm hyped right now, bro. I'm getting ready to get some free Longhorn. And everybody have a good night. Let's go, Nick.
I appreciate you, man.
There you go, Angel.
What you talking about? He said Longhorns. Longhorns, what, steakhouse?
I
We
guess.
sell.
Yeah, Longhorn.
Oh, okay.
Yo, if we can get a GIF, we need a GIF of CK's face where Angel said he was gonna cut the check. We need that in a GIF.
Yeah, somebody run that back.
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
The mods need to run this back, time code that very moment, and make that a GIF.
We already got the CK draft meme is already, flooding the internet, flooding the waves right now. That's a viral sensation. You know what I mean? That's gonna be the symbol of doom and gloom. It's gonna be the CK draft. 100%, bro. 100%, man. Now, shout out to Angel for the call. All right, let's wrap it up. Papa Left, what's going on, man? Papa Left was in the building for Dipset versus the Locks. Papa
Yes,
Left was
sir.
outside.
Yes, sir.
Bro,
Let's go.
First off, let me ask you, bro. Let me set the scene for the people. Because outside of MSG before this the Locks Dipset thing was an absolute zoo. All right. You had people singing songs. You had monks out there, people dressed up in monk suits. Like Papa Left had the Knicks set shirts on a clothing store rack. Right in front of 7th Avenue on the street, on the block. Papa Left, you are the man, bro. How did it go last night, bro?
The flight to Vegas doesn't pay for itself. Neither does the MGM.
Let's go. My man's out there on the grind. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, I saw Mano, I saw 5 Mics, and I saw Mosul the wine god.
Shout out
and
Mosul.
Mosul's the only person I felt the urge to take out my camera and take a selfie with.
Nice. Shout out Mosul, man.
But
Shout out
it
Mosul.
was heavy. LOX, heavy Locks, Jada Kiss, Styles P, Contingency. I know Ashley was like, these guys aren't showing up until another 30 minutes. Well, the entire entourages were out there. I would probably say 50% of the crowd was just entourages. It was Harlem, Yonkers. It was incredible.
Yeah.
It was just, as far, I'm not a big, it's a win for the culture guy because hip hop is a competition. It started with crew battles. But when you look around and you see people, even as Dipset was taking an L, you see people, doing the lyrics to Dipset. So, shout out to those two crews. Shout out to hip hop.
No doubt.
Watching this quadrant right here, if you're just here for CP because of ESPN, you might think that CP is on his LeBron James, just getting some guys on the veteran minimum, getting the Kendrick Nuns and Malik Monks, getting in Carmelo. But I just want to let everybody know this is the Big 15.
Squad, man.
Knicks Fan TV is 15 deep.
Facts.
Right now we got Ashley playing the role as RJ. We got CP as Julius Randle, Alex Chataros. This is a pure player comp for what you look like, Evan Fournier, and then we got CK2K with I'm gonna go. It's a tie. I think it's Emmanuel Quickly. I think just the pure character.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'll take it.
So I just want to say that look at the contracts and where we got them. The first one, I'm going to throw this out there. I don't think anybody has put this two together. Spencer Dinwiddie makes $20 million plus this year. $20 million, a little bit extra change. You know who else makes $20 million? Our starting point guard and our backup point guard. Derrick Rose makes $8 million this year. Now Derrick Rose makes $13 million. And Kemba Walker makes $8 million. So for two for the price of one. So everybody thought that was our backup option, or we were going to have to resort to giving Dennis Schroeder the bag of $20 million a year. We got 2 point guards, and you can make the argument. Now, I told you, CP, Derrick Rose by himself scares me. And I didn't know Kemba Walker would be available, but Kemba Walker by himself scares me. But both of them together, pushing the pace with whatever unit that they're with, is, I think that's really good.
I think it's excellent.
I'm not going to say it's anything above really good, but it's really good.
Yeah.
That's really good point guard play. And then you look at Alec Burks. who got paid 3 years, $30 million. He got paid 3 years, $30 million. So did Reggie Bullock. I love Reggie, and everybody is giving Reggie the credit he deserves. But people need to, just temper their estimation of how great a defender he was, because Reggie is a great wing defender, but we had him playing on guards, and even in the not even looking at the way he couldn't guard Trae Young, any guy with a quick step, you look at that game against the Celtics at the end of the year, you can get by Reggie quick step. So he's a little bit limited. Like, he's not, Drew Holiday. People need to relax. Like the go down from Bullock to Fournier, you're not going to be crying about that when Fournier's draining 3 after 3 after 3. Then you look at Noel, $11 million. He's the only 2 behind in blocks to Miles Turner and Rudy Gobert. He's getting $11 million. $5 million went out to Robin Lopez. We're aggressive in signing our guys. We may have overpaid a little bit, but once these guys are playing winning basketball, and teams look at their one good player and they look at a bunch of our contracts with role players that are putting up numbers, they're going to be attractive throw-ins in a deal. I just wanted to make one last point before I hang up. Yeah. It's the actual basketball part of all this, right? How did we go about playing our games last year? First and third quarters killed us. We were always down 8-2, or we always came out flat. Like, Mike Breams had a just the autopilot for the last, even last year, for the last 10, 15 years, autopilot. And the Knicks just not giving any energy right now. And that's not going to be a thing this year, guys. I think that's what I just realized. Yeah. Our starting 5 is going to be exciting. We're going to come out smacking Bulls fans in their face in the first quarter. The Bulls offseason doesn't even sniff our offseason, because the Bulls are going literally that whatever Max Kellerman said about the Knicks applies to the Bulls. It doesn't apply to us. Okay, and I'm sorry, CK. I know they got Lonzo Ball. We got Kemba Walker and Derrick Rose. You need to cheer up, bro. We're doing good things over here. True story. So I'll see you guys in Vegas, man. Let's give this. I think CP had it at 6.5. I think after Max Kellerman talked all his nonsense, I think you're at a solid Spreewell. So good off season.
Good job, Papa Lap. Appreciate the call, man. Enjoy Vegas. Hold on. What's up, Ash?
Why is everybody in the chat talking about peanut butter?
Because they're not educated, and they mad that you call it a GIF because they think it's guh.
Oh,
Google it, people.
Listen,
Google it.
A GIF is a GIF, and a GIF is a GIF.
A GIF or a GIF? I don't know, man. I call it either.
It's not. Isn't it either or? Isn't it the same thing? GIF and GIF, GIF and GIF.
I call it either or, man.
The OG said it was GIF.
I've been calling it a GIF. I didn't know it was. I mean, I know GIF. I know how it's spelled, but
controversy in the chat.
Why is everybody talking about peanut butter? What's going on here?
Oh man, good show, man. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. 2,500, over 2,000 all night, man. Leave us one more like, hit that like button, hit that share button, and hit that subscribe button, man. Number one show for the fans, by the fans. Let's sign out of here. Ash, I'll go to you first. Let the people know where they can find you and what you're working on, man. There's a lot of stuff been going on. Been traveling the United States.
Yeah.
Putting out.
As you guys clown my GIF and GIF.
Yeah,
everyone wants to know why I've been MIA. It's not because I've been on vacation.
Let them know.
I have been in production filming my show Laces Out with Sports Illustrated. So if you've checked it out, thank you so much. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. We got some cool guests coming up.
Who have you had so far? Let them know who you had on so far.
We've had Marvin Bagley. We've had Robbie Anderson. We've had Nate Burleson. We have 2 WNBA players coming up. We have Nick DePaula coming up. I'm working on getting a Knicks player on the episode, so definitely keep a lookout for that. And it's really exciting. Thank you, everyone, for supporting it. All of the guys on here, thank you for supporting, retweeting, all that good stuff. Definitely am working on some stuff for the Knicks Nets conversations, a little bit of content CK, CP, Alex, definitely I'm going to be reaching out to you guys once that production starts rolling. It's going to be really exciting. Working on some live events with Sports Illustrated that all the fans can come through and check it, us battle it out with those guys across the bridge and their weak fans.
Let's go.
But in the meantime, you guys can in the meantime, you guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Ash Nicole Moss. And I'm looking forward to basketball season coming back around. I'm ready. We here.
Great job as usual. CK.
Yeah, shout out to the chat, man. This man Papa Left started up another battle. I'm saying, oh, he's Derrick Rose, and then got CP the artist saying I'm Theo Pinson because I ain't never say anything bad about the Knicks. Whatever, y'all debate that in the chat. But yeah, man, fun conversation. I'm glad that we got Kemba Walker, something that's bringing Knicks fans together. I feel like this has been a 90% to 10% kind of conversation. Everybody's happy about Kemba Walker one way or another, so it's good to have that kind of unity going into Summer League this next week. But you guys know what it is. Find me everywhere at CK2K, but we are right here on Knicks Fan TV. Hit that like button.
The Tradcast. Go ahead, bro.
Yo, shout out to Knicks Nation. Shout out to all the mods. Once again, I love working with all you guys. You guys feel like family. Love getting to chop it up Knicks with everyone on this panel. And if you want to find some of my stuff, well, go to KnicksFanTV.com. We're writing over there. We're doing some great work over there. And if you want to check out the pod, go check out Knicks, Jets, etc. on all streaming platforms, all right?
Yes, sir. Great job as usual, guys. Appreciate all of that. And appreciate everybody in the chat, man. Over 2,000 of you guys joined us to weigh in on the Kemba conversation. So definitely appreciate that. Remember, this show is presented by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com and a promo code Knicks for 20% off plus free shipping. Go get that Lawnmower 4.0, fellas. It is the Ferrari of ball trimmers. Trust and believe. You don't want to leave home without it. It's still summertime. Do not go outside lacking, man. Turn the AC on down there. Trust. You get a nice one going there, man. All right. Remember, the show's also available in audio podcast format, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all the major podcast platforms. So no excuse to miss it, man. Go ahead and catch it in audio podcast format. And, yeah, definitely appreciate everybody for supporting. All the mods, man. Appreciate all your hard work, all your efforts. Dave, TM, Keith Sinclair, Pal, definitely appreciate it. Let me salute the remaining super chats. Mr. William 1072 says, Angel's the only dude who showers, shaves, and puts on cologne to call and talk to Ashley. Frank Miranda says, yo, CP, it's your boy First 48. Y'all bugging for Dame. RJ ain't going to go home, but he got to get the hell up out of here. I got Mike. Mike, appreciate the super chat. Jay from East New York says, yo, CP, why the chat thought I was Jadakiss? Ayo Pal says, any clarifications on our guy Theo Pinson? Yeah, we had reported that, or we had posted on Instagram that he was back on a two-way deal, but Berman was just trolling. So I'm not sure how the people feel about that, but maybe he'll be back. We don't know. They still have the $4.9 million room exemption left. I'm not sure if they'll give him that much money, but
year $10 million.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe he'll get another veteran minimum contract. Mid Belfort says, book it. We hold and serve at the 4 seed and still don't believe in Philly with Little Ben Simmons or Chicago. DT1 Kenobi says, Beanie versus Bounty was still the best versus. I gotta put him up there. You know, I'm Jamaican too, Al. I gotta put him up there neck and neck, man. I gotta put, like, you know, I'm a Locks fan, die hard. LOX Dipset was definitely up there, but Beanie Bounty was definitely the best until that one. LP sends a super chat. He says, knowing Tibbs, I don't see any rookie playing significant minutes barring injury. Respect and appreciation for the whole KFTV crew. The Ruler NYC says, the Locks body Dipset and Kemba's coming home. All is well in New York. # Queens. Shout out to DR, Dominican Republic. Abidi says, people forget that Kemba can ball. We don't have someone who can wheel and deal. He's the closer. We have someone who can wheel and deal. He's the closer. Next season, the contracts will allow them to compete. Ayo Powell says, should have been Dipset versus G-Unit or state property. Franklin Inoa says, breaking news, Frank got signed by MSG Vendors, 5 years, $2 a year with benefits. Oh. But then, still Knicks fans appreciate it. Trevin Cash got that. Chuck D says, our second unit of the bench was fire until our starting point guard bailed. That's what put D Rose in a crazy overwhelmed scenario. Tibbs is going to roll with that second unit hardcore with a 10-man rotation. Knicks Nation, let's go and salute. The Jared DX320 says, with all Vildoza, Burks, Rose, Kemba, IQ, Grimes, RJ, and Deuce, how do you think the guard rotation will work this year? I think we did talk about that. I think, as Chuck said, that 10-man rotation is pretty much set. I think you'll see Grimes and Deuce on the outside looking in, Vildoza as well, and you'll see IQ, Rose, and Burks as that 3-guard rotation with Obi and Noel rounding it out. Kane Marco says, Ashley, we missed you, but not as much as we missed the competent front office. I love our moves, and I don't think we need any more moves right now. This team is way better than last year. 50 wins. All right, so he's going the Angel route. Delano says, I wasn't listening to Jadakiss. He told y'all we not losing to someone wearing leather pants, and Kemba was inspired. All right, I think I got all of it.
And go USA.
Let's go. When are they playing again?
Right now.
They playing on right now?
Yeah, Australia right now.
Go right now.
All right, I'm about to throw it on, man. About to throw that on. Stanley Carnard said Knicks are no longer the laughing stock. Sound management, shrewd contracts, good coaching, and dedicated players that want to be here. Happy fan. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here, man. Let's go USA.
What's the worst thing about selling your home? Probably all the times you'll have to scramble for a last-minute showing and somehow clean the dishes, pick up your kids' toys, make all the beds, and get out of the house in an hour. Sounds exhausting. That's not the case when you buy and sell a home with Orchard. They'll help you buy and move into your new place first, and then Orchard will take care of all the showings on your old house. That's right. You're already in your new house. No crazy last-minute scrambling. Take a look and see how Orchard can help you at Orchard.com and get started with a no-cost, no-obligation offer. That's Orchard.com.